Hello everyone and welcome to Mars Garden and Kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this beautiful star bread. I'm going to be filling it with strawberry jam and Nutella, but the options are endless here with the fillings. You can make savory, you can make sweet, whatever you like. You can even put a mozzarella and tomato sauce to make it into a pizza star bread if you want to. The most important part is getting the dough right and learning how to shape it. In this video I'm going to be taking you step by step on how to do both. The recipe for this bread is going to be linked on the description box down below. They'll have a link in there that you can just click and it'll take you straight to my website, where I have all the details, the measurements and everything in there. I'm using a 6-quart stand-up mixer. You can definitely do it by hand, but I just find it easier to do it in a stand-up mixer with a dough hook. To start by adding the water, the warm water to the bowl. Then we're gonna add the flour. And I'm going to add the salt and the yeast. Always important that you add the salt and the yeast in separate, kind of opposite to each other, so the salt doesn't inhibit the yeast. We're gonna turn this on the lowest speed first to let it mix it up a little bit until everything starts to incorporate, and then we're gonna add the egg and slowly add the olive oil. After the oil has incorporated, we're gonna turn this speed to speed 4, and we're gonna knead for 4 minutes. Okay, it's been 4 minutes. I'm taking the dough out of the mixer. It still looks a little wet, but it's okay. It's just going to make it for a bit of a softer dough. I like to use a bowl scraper to help me out when I'm doing this. I just scrape the edges. I have this bowl here that I have already oiled. I'm just going to transfer this to here. I'm gonna use the bowl scraper and just scrape out the edges, and then you're scraping the bottom of the bowl to make it nice and clean. That way you're helping yourself to move the dough to the other bowl as well. This is how it looks like. Now you can get your hands on the oil over here on the side so it doesn't stick, and you can gently kind of form into a ball like this. And then we're gonna let it rest in here, do its first proof for about an hour, or when doubles in size. So it's been about an hour and our dough has now doubled in size. It looks really nice, well rounded on the edges. That's a good sign. Punch to take the air out of the dough, and now we can just move it to our floured surface. Now we're going to divide this into 4 equal parts. That's a really good easy dough to work with. So once you stretch over like this, you can do it in your hands and kind of gently pull the surface. I like to put it on the table, and with my hands I will do like a circular motion where I'm kind of gently stretching the surface to give it some tension. And got my first little ball done. We're gonna ball the other ones. I'm gonna let this rest in here for about 10-15 minutes. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes. I'm going to uncover this, and I got this dinner plate over here just as a template, so we can kind of measure and make sure that all of our little balls will look the same size once we're done rolling. So I'm just gonna make myself a space here, put more flour to the surface. And now I'm just going to start rolling. I like to roll always from the, it's resisting me a little bit, but from the middle to outside. This first one will be a little harder, but when you get to the other ones, they'll be more relaxed. It will come out much easier. Now we're also going to use a little mason jar lid to place right in the middle of our dough, just to make a little mark, because we're not supposed to put filling in the center. So just press gently so there's a clear circle in there that you can see, and then you're going to add the filling all the way to the edges. If you don't have a little offset spatula like this, you can use a spoon. It's totally fine. Now we're going to add the second. So I'm just gonna place this over. Then we're gonna measure again with our little lid. I'm gonna go to layer 2, and I'm gonna do this one, strawberry jam. Now we're gonna go to another layer again. That's going to be Nutella again. So this is gonna go right over. Alright, you're gonna place the last layer of bread on top. Now it's where the fun part begins. You're gonna place the ring in the middle again, and then we're gonna cut into fourths first. So if you don't have a bench scraper like this, it's okay to use a knife. So I'm doing fourths. 2, 3, 4. Then you're gonna go right in the middle again one more time. In between where you already have cut it, use your best judgment to cut kind of right in the center. Do it again. Last one, and now one more time. So now we're gonna go one more time in between the layers that we have already cut. This one should be easier. It's a little bit easier to gauge where it's half. Mine was not super precise, but it's okay. Now we're gonna get 2 of this, and we're gonna fold it over and fold it over again, and then we're gonna pinch the edges to make our point. Here we go. Now that's how we shape our star bread, and we're gonna go do this all over the bread. One more time, you lift it up, you flip it again, and then you pinch. You can already see how cool this is looking. So I'm gonna go to this side now if it's easier. One more time. Flip, you flip, then you pinch. How cool is that? Here it is. It's nice looking star bread. It does not need to be perfect. It's okay to have one a little bit bigger, another one a little bit smaller. It's still going to look very nice. Actually, I just realized that I skipped a step on doing this. I was supposed to put it in a sheet pan already, the one that you're going to use to finish baking before I start cutting. But it's okay. I'm just gonna use a pizza peel to transfer to the sheet pan right now. But when you're doing this at home, make sure that you do this step on the sheet pan, because that's gonna look much nicer. Mine, the shape might look a little off at the end, but it's alright because it's still gonna taste great anyways. It was a little bit hard for me to actually transfer into this pan. Everything's fine now, but make sure that once the step of turning it, do it already in the pan that you're gonna bake with. It's gonna make your life much easier. Now it's going to proof on this pan, this final baking pan. I'm gonna lightly cover it and let it rest here for about 30 minutes and then bake. So another important step, my oven has been preheating. The bread was going through its second proof, so I turned it on at 400 once I just finished shaping the bread So it's been hot for about 30 minutes now, and I'm going to put it in for 20 minutes first, and then I'm gonna check it, see how it looks, and I'll decide if I'm gonna add a little more time or not. So it looks really nice and pretty. I really like this color. We're gonna let it cool down for a minute. It has been a few minutes, so I'm just going to now transfer it to the cooling rack. Be careful, this is a pull apart bread, so it's a little delicate. It will come off, so just handle with care. Let it cool completely before you serve it or transfer somewhere. I also recommend waiting till it cools down fully before you add in powdered sugar if you want to make it to look even a little prettier. Now that everything's done, it comes the best part, when we eat it and taste it. Just pull it off. It's a pull apart dough, and it'll come off easily. It looks very nice inside. You mostly see the Nutella in here, and then enjoy. The Nutella in there. This strawberry and Nutella combination might be my favorite one so far. It's really good. I can't wait to keep eating this. If you try this recipe, please make sure to leave a comment on the comment section down below. I'd love to hear how it turned out for you. This is so delicious. If you try any other fillings or anything, I'd love to hear about that as well. Also, please make sure to give it a like if you like this video and to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.